Wandavision, Wandavision. Sorry for the delay of talking about Wandavision. It's just, I don't know. After episode 5, I was kind of like, you know what? I need to start watching them just like throughout and see where this whole story goes, and just get to see like the whole point of this show instead of just like theorizing and just getting everything wrong, and or just being really disappointed by the end. Um, and just so like I said, just to see where the whole show is going, and yeah, I'm barely gonna go over any of like episodes 6 to 8. It's gonna be mainly about episode 9 that goes down. And like I said, I'm sorry for the delay. I kind of just wanted to, after like they're finally done showing all the new episodes, I went back and watched episode 1 all the way to 9 to see like if I still like it for what it is, or do I like it less, or what, and so I can give you guys a complete review over the show. What we last left off at is the ending of episode 5, showing they were showing Quicksilver from the X-Men universe coming in. And where do they go with that? Doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of like a more meta joke into, oh yeah, like, but remember the whole time Agnes kept talking about her husband Ralph? Well, that dude, Pietro, he's actually, his real name is Ralph Boner. I was kind of like, are you serious? Like, so not only that, Ralph, like, everyone was thinking like Ralph is probably like Mephisto. It's not. Mephisto doesn't even show up here at all. And I remember they were even talking about Agent Dickhead. Like, even I was thinking maybe he's Mephisto, but he's not. He's just some Agent Dickhead for Sword. So, and he goes to jail by the end. And it's kind of like, yeah, like I'm saying, it felt like underwhelming, especially when it came to like, oh, so this is how they're gonna introduce the X-Men like into this multiverse. No, there's no multiverse in the end of the show. No, there's not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to watch it because it was just like we're coming up with so many theories and what's going down, and it kind of just like when stuff like that doesn't happen, it kind of just brings you down, where you're like, you kind of get disappointed, even though no matter how good the show is, because you're setting high expectations. But when it doesn't meet those high expectations, anything that's less, it could be like, is this high? And it could be like here. And it'll still be a disappointment for you because it didn't meet those high ass expectations. And that's how I kind of felt with Quicksilver in a way. And then we also got to like the end of episode 8. We got to see White Vision. And seeing them, like White Vision and our Vision, like fighting each other, and I think that was pretty dope. Even getting to see Wanda's kids gain some action, because like Billy, he has the power of like kind of like how Wanda is, and plus he could read minds. And then Tommy, is it Tommy? I don't know. I get those two confused a little bit, but I think Tommy's the one. Yeah, Tommy's the one that has super speed, right? I could be totally wrong, but yeah, he's the one with super speed. I think that was pretty cool. There's a one moment in episode 9 where it's like them four like all huddled together. It kind of reminded me of like the huddle of like of the Incredibles. Like, so like, you have like Sword coming in, like some of the military from Sword coming in. You have Agnes to deal with, and then you had White Vision up in there. So it's like they're all like, okay, let's go fight. I thought that was a pretty cool moment. Like, I would like to see more of that in the future of the MCU. That'd be cool. Shoot, what else? So Agnes is revealed to be like a witch from like Salem witch trials. Like, so I seen a lot of people talking about like, oh, so they actually bring in witches into the MCU. It's like, come on, guys. Like, we have legit gods in here, like Thor. We have legit fucking Howard the Duck up in this bitch. So you're accepting we have a Howard the Duck, but you're like, they're really bringing in witches. Like, come on, guys. Like, there's a big ass universe. Like, we even had a planet called Ego where he could make himself a fucking avatar so he could spread his fucking semen around the fucking universe. And you guys can't accept the fact that we have witches up in this universe? Now that's just ridiculous. Another thing that's pretty cool is Monica Rambeau. Like, she ends up having like powers, which I'm like, that's dope because she in the comic books, she's the hero Proton. I think that's what her name is. I could be wrong, but I'm not really too familiar about her at all. Like, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. 'Cause I knew she's somewhat a hero, but I didn't know they were gonna go that route in this show. But it's showing like, yeah, like she just has superpowers, and they're gonna go somewhere with that, and probably in Captain Marvel too. And another cool thing about that is like on the show where Agnes released all like these people that were living in the Westview residence, like they released their minds off of Wanda's powers. So like you get to finally hear them talk like for themselves instead of like Wanda putting like all like putting them into like this like act of the show. And it was just like, I don't know, I thought that was pretty haunting to see. It's just like, like one even says like, when we sleep we have your nightmares, Wanda. And it's like, and some of them don't even get to see their families or anything like that, and they don't even know how their family's even doing. Is because they've just been stuck here under Wanda's mind control, which it kind of makes it seem like Wanda's kind of like the main bad villain, like the main bad guy in this show. And I would love to see like another like a movie where the Avenger, like some of the Avengers had to go up against to stop Wanda, because she's OP as fuck. She could manipulate reality itself. She made this whole thing like a fucking sitcom TV show. She brought Vision back to life. Well, in her reality bubble. I think that's just so awesome. And it kind of even shows like in this episode, in episode 8, where there's like flashback scenes where she might have had powers before like she even interacted with the Tesseract. Because if you remember, they said like in Avengers Age of Ultron, like her and Pietro got their powers from the Tesseract, which is the Mind Stone. But it kind of started showing like, no, maybe she had the powers before then. Maybe it just like grew it more, or it brought it out more, or made it her stronger. But she did have some type of powers before she even interacted with the Tesseract. When she made this reality, like that's when Agnes comes in. Like Agnes didn't do jack shit actually. She just came in. Yeah, she like made a fake Pietro for Wanda, but this whole time she's just trying to figure out how Wanda even did this, because she's a witch and she's trying to figure out this power, because she could do some things like that, but in a really small ass scale compared to Wanda. And she's like, "You're the ultimate witch. You're supposed to be a myth, the Scarlet Witch." And I'm like, she finally got her fucking name. And like, that's how they end episode 8. Like, you're the Scarlet Witch. I was like, dude, she finally got her name. She's been introduced to this universe since back in like the after credits, Captain America Winter Soldier in 2014. And she finally got her fucking name. I'm like, that's dope. And by the end, when she's fighting Agnes, she finally gets her motherfucking costume from the comic books. Like, it looked dope as hell. It gave me like Magneto vibes costume from X-Men Apocalypse, the way it's texturalized and everything like that. And it's being maroon and everything. I'm like, that's dope. I would love to see her. Like, it gets retcon. Like, Magneto's actually her father, and they somehow bring. I would love to see more Quicksilver. Come on, bring me Quicksilver. I would love to see more Quicksilver. But, anyways, Wanda defeats Agnes, of course, because it's her show, and then she puts her away into like this, like the act that Agnes been acting throughout these episodes in the beginning. Like now it's like permanent until Wanda wants to go get her help. And in fact, like Agnes even tells her in one point, like, you're even more powerful than a sorcerer's, like a sorcerer, which is there. It's like, oh, Doctor Strange. So they're saying like Wanda's more powerful than Doctor Strange, which I'm like, that's dope, because if you've seen Doctor Strange and how he was in Infinity War, that dude's OP as fuck too. So I would love to see them go against each other. Scarlet Witch against Doctor Strange. I will definitely pay to go see that. But by the end, Wanda had to say goodbye to this reality. Had to say goodbye to her kids. Honestly, I was getting choked up. Like her having to go say bye to her kids, and it's like, thanks for choosing me being your mom. I was like, oh god. And then she had to go say goodbye to Vision. And the thing I really liked about this too was they actually made me give a fuck about their relationship, because beforehand I honestly was like, when it came to Wanda and Vision, that was kind of like the least thing I cared about in the movies. Like that was the least thing I cared about in Civil War and Infinity War. I was still interested in it, but I wasn't invested into it as I should have been, like I am with other characters or couples in the MCU. But after the show, especially in the very last moment they have with each other, I loved it so much. Like to me, I was like, it kind of made me sad that Wanda's not gonna get to be with Vision. Hell, maybe they still can be, because like when the two Vision, like I was talking earlier. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm thinking on top of my head. I'm gonna go buy up a fucking script. So whatever comes to mind, I'll talk about it. But anyways, earlier when I was talking about the two Visions fighting each other, they kind of came into like a logical understanding. Like, yeah, I'm not really the real Vision. You are the White Vision. The White Vision is the real Vision. Like he's the body parts. He's kind of like programmed to be a killer for Sword. So, but Vision opened up his mind to like bringing back memories from when he was born in Age of Ultron all the way to he died in Infinity War, and he's like, I am Vision, and then he just flies away and then he never comes back. And so I don't know when we're gonna see him again. I don't know where he went or what. But yeah, White Vision's flying around some there. Hopefully he reunites with Wanda one day, but who knows. Well, the Vision we got to see in Westview in the show WandaVision, he dies because Wanda was done with the reality. She finally like left the reality and she left. Now she lives in a cabin somewhere like by the mountains, which is cool, because it was like a cool like, oh, and the after credit scene is a cool shot where you see Wanda like just like cooking things, and then like in this other room her like I guess she made like another form of herself, like in her costume, studying this book that Agnes brought to her to learn more about her powers. And then, but you end up hearing one of her kids saying, "Mom, help me," and then it just ends right there. So I guess we'll get to see more of that in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, which I'm like, I can't wait, because they did say Wanda's gonna be in that movie. So I can't wait to see where that goes. I would love to see her kids come back, because I thought the kids were actually pretty dope ass kids. Like I would like to see a movie of them. Like I don't know, I would like to see more of them. That would be cool. Um, but the first after credit scene, we got to see Monica Rambeau like cleaning up the mess of Westview and all of that, and then someone comes in and it's a Skrull talking to her like, "Well, an old friend of your mom's wants to see you." And he's like, "Where?" And then she just points up to the sky. So I guess she's gonna go up in the sky, and Captain Marvel too, and she's gonna reunite with Captain Marvel and my boy Nick Fury. So yeah, like I said, like this show is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that sucks is because we all have like by week to week we're having like this theories, at least high. We're saying these high expectations of what's going down. Like we're thinking like, oh, we're gonna get some characters from X-Men or the Fantastic Four introduced into the show so we could set them up. Oh, we're gonna get introduced to the multiverse. None of that happened. None of that happened. So it's kind of like, it kind of was like saying that like we're saying these high expectations and it doesn't meet them, and we're kind of already like, well, this show is fucking disappointing. It sucks. So I went back and watched it from beginning to end, and knowing exactly what goes down, I gotta say it's a really solid MCU show. Like it's so good. The quality of it is really good. The dialogue is pretty good. The storytelling is really good. It's kind of like in some of the first episodes, it's kind of like almost like a Twilight episode. If you've seen Twilight, like you know what I mean. Um, I thought it was a pretty interesting story to tell. Like when they first announced the show, I was not looking forward to it at all. I could care less about this. But when they finally came out with it and I finally sat down and watched it, I couldn't wait week to week. Like by week, I was like, oh my god, I gotta see the next episode. Gotta see the next episode. And to me, I thought it was a solid start for Phase 4 of the MCU. I can't wait to see more. Like, to me, Marvel always seems to surprise me every time. Like, every time I think like this is not gonna work or I'm just not gonna care, the complete opposite of that ends up happening. And I can't wait to see where else they can go with this. And this coming week, we're gonna get a new show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm definitely excited for that. I'm not trying to set up these high expectations for it like I did with WandaVision. I'm just gonna watch it and just enjoy it and see where it goes. So maybe I'll enjoy it even more. But with WandaVision, I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. And I just really enjoyed it. You guys should need to go out and watch it. It's on Disney Plus if you haven't already know. And it's a really good show. I love it so much. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Hope let me know if you guys enjoyed it or not. And please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Take care.